Hey, it's Karen here, and in today's session we are going to be focusing on Pilates during your third trimester of pregnancy. So typically during this third trimester you may feel a little bit more uncomfortable, you may feel you've got baby's head starting to descend. So we're going to look at Pilates just to help you move your back a little easier, to free up some of those niggles, to really help you to prepare for labour and for birth in a way that hopefully feels most comfortable for you. So we are going to start on your hands and knees. I would say some of my ladies who are struggling a little bit with reflux, you may find you want to come up onto your fists for this, or you may find you want to have some kind of wedge underneath your hands. It just changes the angle from your mouth to your stomach to make it a little bit more comfortable for you. Let's come down onto your hands and knees, and we're going to start by circling round. So we just allow your body to come forwards and back, in and back, in and back. And then we're going to come around the other way, forwards into your shoulders and back, in. And this, particularly if you've been sitting down all day or if you've been standing up for a while and that back feels uncomfortable, it not only allows weight of baby to come off your back for a little bit, but also this is great for baby positioning. So if we come onto your hands and knees, now our knees might be a bit wider than they would be for Pilates if you weren't pregnant, and that's because you just need a little bit more space. Let your hips gently swing from side to side. And you're really allowing baby now to just drop down. So in this position, rather than trying to lift your tummy up, I want you to try and feel you can let baby drop down and fully relax and release. And I mean release and relax through the pelvic floor and through the tummy. Allow that back to drop down a little bit. That's cool right now. You're just trying to feel that you can let go of some of that weight. Then push through your hands and then round your back the other way. So now we'll stretch out through your back and then we're going to drop down. And if you just tie this in with your breath, we're going to breathe in as we drop down and relax. And we're going to breathe out as you push and round your back. Once more, breathe in, gently drop into your back, and breathe out, press and stretch out through your back. Come forwards and backwards here, a little bit of movement. And then from your hands and knees, can you reach up, bring one arm up into a twist and hold. And then come back down and bring the other arm up into a twist and hold. And back down. And a lot of what I'll be doing in this session is about helping your spine to move. And this is going to just help you feel a little bit more comfortable. Keeps your spine moving. Let's come down now onto your forearms, and then as I said before, if you are unfortunately struggling with reflux, this won't feel good for you. You might need to do this on a chair, so you could let your forearms come onto a chair. But if you're okay down here, we're going to just again allow your back to drop down, press around your back. What's lovely about this is your hips are now higher than your heart and your ribs. So again, we're just taking pressure off that pelvis. And then I want you to just let one leg come out behind you. And if you're able to, let that leg lift up. If that feels too much, you don't need to lift. Bring your knee back in. Other side, out, up, and in. And then from here, take one foot out behind you. So we're going to come back onto your hands and knees. Pop one foot out behind. Stretch out through your calf. Now these are really lovely if you're struggling a little bit with nighttime calf cramps. Come to the other side. We're going to just stretch that heel out and away, and then back to your hands and knees. From here, we're going to let your knees come wide. Give yourself as much room as you need. Come on down, either to your forearms. If you can, come further. But again, it really depends on how big your baby is, how you're carrying, how comfortable you're feeling through the pelvis. And then we're going to come back up onto your hands and knees. So from your hands and knees now, again, we want to get this sense of just lifting baby and bump up in towards you. So just draw your tummy in. On an out breath, we're going to start to lift your opposite hand to knee up and away from the floor, lower back down. Same thing on the other side. And this is about as strong as the tummy muscles are going to get for this trimester. So we breathe out, lift your opposite hand to knee up off the floor, come back down, and then we're going to do same thing on the other side. Now what I'd like you to feel as you do this, one thing, just draw your tummy up and in towards you. So you get that feeling of baby just lifting up towards your back. The other thing I'd like you to do is just take your hand to your back and on an out breath, press your back into your hand. Feel how the tummy muscles respond. So when you round your back, the tummy muscles will work. Hold that thought, breathe out, lift and hover. If it's possible, just let your back and your hand meet and then come back down. Breathe out, hand to back, gently lift. Gives you some nice mobility through the shoulder as well. Lower, let's just do that once more on each side. Breathe out, gently lift. Inhale, lower. Breathe out, gently lift. Inhale, lower. And then if you're able to, the last thing we'll do here is come to your hands and knees. We're going to tuck your toes underneath you. Get that little lift of your tummy up to your back. On an out breath, let your knees lift and hover and breathe in as you come down. Again, on an out breath, let your knees lift and hover and lower. One more time, breathe out, let your knees lift and hover and lower. And then we're going to come down to your side and we're going to come down to your forearms, bend your knees, bring your arm up and over into a side bend and come on down. So from your forearm, you want to feel you press through your forearm, breathe in, bring this arm up and over, exhale, the ribs come down, breathe in, the arm comes up and over, exhale, we come down, breathe in, the arm comes up and over, exhale, down. Now if you wanted to, you could take this up onto your forearm. Imagine you've got a balloon or a beach ball underneath your waist, and we breathe in, bring your arm up and over, exhale, come back down, breathe in, up and over, exhale, back down, breathe in, up, exhale, down. Then staying on your side, take this top leg out. We're going to bring your hand down to the floor, let your leg lift up. Still that lift through the side, press through the ball of the foot, tap your toe down in front, tap your heel down behind. Breathe out to tap forwards, breathe in to come back. Breathe out to tap forwards, breathe in to come back. Breathe out to tap forwards, breathe in to come back. Then from here, we're going to come down onto your side. Now as you come on down, you can let your head rest down on your arm. You're going to extend this top leg out and away. My bottom knee still bent just to keep me nice and stable. Then I lift the side up and away from the floor. Let my top leg lift. So I just press through the ball of the foot. Now bring your hand to your hip. We're going to lengthen that leg out and away. We're going to bring your hip into your rib. Breathe in as you lengthen. Exhale to come in. Breathe in as you lengthen. Exhale to come in. Breathe in as you lengthen. Exhale to come in. One more time. Breathe in, lengthen. Exhale in, then let your hand come down. Bring both feet out. Now, I want you to be able to see your toes. So bring your feet forwards enough that you can see your toes, and then let your feet lift and hover up and away from the mat. So we get a little lift under the side. We draw your tummy muscles in. We're going to lift through the waist and then come back down to the floor. Let's come back onto your knees. We are going to bring your knees round. So carefully, keeping your knees connected. That's going to be easier on your pelvic floor. We're going to come round to the other side, and we're going to start with your side bend. So from your forearm, breathe in, bring your arm up. Exhale, we come down. Breathe in, we're going to come up. Exhale, we come down. Breathe in to come up. Exhale to come down. Now if you want to from here, push through your forearm, breathe in, lift. Exhale, tap the hip down. Breathe in to come up. Exhale, we come down. Breathe in to come up. Exhale, we come down, back onto your hip, and then holding this position, we lengthen your top leg out and away. We're going to push through your forearm, that leg comes out, bring your hand down to the floor, and then tap the toe in front as you breathe out. Inhale as you tap back. And you can make this harder or easier by increasing or decreasing the size of that circle. Tap down, tap back, tap forwards, tap back. Then from here, down onto the mat. So let your head rest down on your arm. Make sure you've got a little space for that foot out and away from you. The side is lifted. Just feel your ribs come in here. Bring your hand to your back. Press your back into your hand. Remember, as I said before, once you get that back moving, the tummy muscles respond. And then we're going to let the leg come out and in. Rather than up and down or forwards and back, we're trying to push the leg away towards the wall on an in-breath. And on your out-breath, you feel your hips coming into your ribs. So you lengthen, we come in. Breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, come in. And then if you can, both feet come out. Draw your toes in towards you. The feet lift, side is lifted. Hover and hold. Draw the tummy muscles in. And come back down. Those feet back down towards the floor, and then bring your knees in towards you. Come up onto your side, come up onto your forearm. Now we're staying on your forearm, and we're going to come now into a little bit of pelvic floor work. So we press in here, we lift through the side. We're going to take your fist, you could use a cushion, but a fist is just as easy, and we're going to squeeze it between your thighs. Now breathe in here. And on your out breath, squeeze your fist between the thighs and just start to feel that lift through the pelvic floor. So what you're trying to feel here as you squeeze the fist is that your tail comes forwards towards your pubic bone. That's the connection I want you to feel. Breathe in, gently release, working with your out breath. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Breathe in, gently release. Exhale, squeeze and lift, pushing through your forearm. Then again, we're going to come over to the other side. So squeeze your thighs together. Make this pelvic floor work. Onto your hand. Squeeze your thighs round, still together. Shuffle to the other side. Back to the other side of your mat. Back to your forearm. Fist between your thighs. Breathe in. On your out breath, we're going to squeeze. Breathe in. On your out breath, we're going to squeeze and connect. And again, breathe in. Breathe out, gently squeeze and connect through the insides of your thighs. That lift of your tail towards the pelvic floor. May feel a little harder now, particularly if you've got pressure down there. And then just gently release. And from here, we will come round to seated. So we're going to come now into a spine twist. Brilliant again for getting your back moving. If you're more comfortable seated on a cushion, just pop a cushion underneath your bottom. I want you to start feeling grounded, so hips down to the mat. Then we're going to bring your hands to the back of your head. So a really lovely stretch. Gently press your head to your hands. So it's like you're taking the weight of your head here. Thumbs around the chin, around the jawbone, and lengthen. Feel you can lift that head out and away from your shoulders. Breathe in, slowly come to the side. Exhale, back up, literally taking the weight off. Breathe in, come over. Exhale, back. And then from here, again, you want to get that feeling of gently drawing tummy in towards you. We're going to bring your thumbs to your collarbone, your fingertips under your chin. Lengthen and lift. And now we want to twist. So breathe in as you rotate, looking to your back elbow. Exhale, round to center. Breathe in, we rotate. Exhale, back to center. Breathe in, we're going to twist. Breathe out, back round. Breathe in, we're going to twist. Breathe out to come back round. Then let your hands come just behind you. Press in and lift those ribs. And from here, let's come round onto your hands and knees once again. Now, can you just let your knees come wide, your knees together, your feet slightly wide of your knees. Just having a little play with, when you move your feet and your knees, it just changes your pelvis position. So here, the bottom of your pelvis is slightly open, the top is going to be closed, and just allow your hips to come from side to side. Again, in this position, gravity allows baby's weight to come down towards the floor, down towards the mat. And then we'll do the opposite. So now your knees are wide and your toes are closer together. And again, let your hips just come from side to side and in and in. And then just bringing those feet and those knees back to more of a parallel position. And think about just sending your hips into a figure of 8. Now it's nice on your lower back, nice on your hips, and lovely for baby, just to get that little rocking sensation from side to side, encouraging them to get into that great and easier position for both of you for birth. Round and round. Then push through your hands, let your head come down, stretch out through your back. And as you drop down, we've got one last exercise here, which is really about getting your spine moving. We're going to bring your arm and leg out. Notice my hands and my toes are still on the floor. Stay there if that feels good for you. Your first level for this, we round the back and then we drop the back down. So that way, 4 points still touching the mat and down. If you feel able to, you can lengthen, breathe in here and tap down and round that back. Breathe in, just one more time, tap down, round the back. Come back to your hands and knees. Let's try that on the other side. Again, we slide the hands, slide the foot, hold that position. On an in-breath, we lengthen. On an out-breath, we round the back. In to lengthen, exhale, round. Now, if you feel able to, in to lengthen. Exhale, tap down. Feel that movement through your back. It's harder when you are pregnant, particularly in that last trimester, to feel that movement through the lower back, but just try for me. Then back down to your hands and knees, and then let your hand come to your back, and like we did before, gently press your back into your hand, round your back, and then let it fall back down. Again, in, round, and down. And with your hands now underneath your shoulders, just a little shoulder tap, up, up. Breathe in for 2 taps, out for 2 taps, and then just press and stretch, giving your knees some space so your tummy can come down. Allow your back to come down and stretch. And then onto your elbows, head down, round out through your back. Thank you for joining me for today's session. If you've got any questions about the class we did today, please do leave a comment, drop me a line. I would love to hear from you. See you next time.